Hey guys, it's Jem. So I'm going to talk to you today about physical ascension symptoms. So basically what that means is, as you would have noticed since the eclipse season started, everything's kind of been just happening, retrogrades, everything. And because we are light beings, we are spiritual beings in a physical body, our physical body is the last one to catch up. Okay, so when our physical body, like as we've known with all the readings and stuff we've been doing lately, there's been a lot of tower moments. There's been a lot falling away, from us, like old belief patterns, things like that. And these are happening like on an energetic level. For some of you, maybe in the physical, like relationships ending and things like that, or you not feeling connected to what you once were. But once we kind of go through that 5D ascension, the physical body has to adjust as well. So I want to come on and just talk to people about ascension symptoms, because they can occur like your everyday health symptoms. And basically what that means is, if you're feeling unwell, if you're feeling like things aren't happening, like everything was moving really quick and then suddenly it was at a standstill, what's going on, what have I done? Nothing's wrong. Now, sorry guys, I just want to move this so you're not looking at me in all different shades of light. Such a beautiful afternoon. So basically, I woke up this morning, yesterday afternoon, and I was so dizzy, and I couldn't feel like I had my feet on the ground. I thought I just need to get grounded. And I haven't felt very inspired the last couple of days, all that stuff. And when I meditated on it today, when I asked Spirit, I said, what is going on? Have I done something that's put me out of alignment? And I got physical ascension. So I was like, okay. So that's why I thought, obviously I'm going to share this because someone else will need it. And this is basically what you can experience with physical ascension. Now, as a disclaimer, I do want to point out that obviously if you are unwell, please go and see a professional if you think it's something more serious. But like I said, these are pretty well what you can experience. But again, go and seek medical advice if it's bigger and beyond what I'm about to say. Okay, basically in no particular order, what you can experience is cold and flu-like symptoms. So this is spiritual flu, but it's not like a run you down for weeks on end. It usually maybe like 24 to 48 hours, maybe up to 3 days at the very most. But you'll just feel run down. You might feel a bit sinusy. You might have a sore throat. You might just feel heavy on the chest. Those kinds of symptoms, headaches, migraines. Again, dizziness. So, you feel like you're really like, whoa. So obviously be careful and be mindful to keep yourself grounded. You'll also maybe experience like blurry eyes, like itchy eyes, because when our third eye and our sight starts to adjust to a higher level, it's like literally like if you're itchy eyes or blurry eyes, like it's physically adjusting. You might feel like flutters in the chest. Again, if you're at an age where you feel like you could be at risk of a heart attack, please go and seek that out. But usually it's just like a gentle little flutter, almost like a little butterfly just fluttering in your chest. So that can happen. The ringing in the ears, very much quite profound. You may also experience waking up really early, like that between like that 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And then you've got your other what's the word I'm looking for? Process, like you're seeing your numbers, you're feeling you're connected, but you're just feeling uncertain. Okay. But yeah, it's very common to just need a bit of rest if you're going through like the spiritual flu symptoms. Drinking lots of water. You might feel like you want to change your diet. This is another sign, like maybe suddenly you don't want to eat meat anymore, or maybe you want to go vegan, or maybe you want to just not be eating like red meat, or, become pescatarian or anything like that. You might find you're not as drawn to, like I said, relationships, behaviors, so that's all pretty positive. Like I said, we've had a lot of tower moments. But yeah, just know that these are all things that will pass. You might get sore lower back, sore in the neck, sore shoulders, and because like I said, the physical body is the last thing to meet your soul at that ascended level. So wherever your soul's kind of evolved to now, the physical body has to catch up. And obviously as a physical body, like sore muscles, aches and pains, things like that, fevers, like heat in the body, even if it's cold, You know, these are all symptoms to say, like, yeah, the body is kind of ready to catch up. So, I mean, it has to catch up, it has no choice. But yeah, I just always like to share these things through personal experience, because I know I'm not the only one doing it. I'm not the only one experiencing it. So, you know, I feel like there's someone else out there, because for the last 2 days, I've just felt completely wiped. Like I said, the sinus, like the dribbling, the sneezing, the like snotty nose. But, you know, the concept is, and this is a really good way of how to tell the difference, whether it's, like I said, a physical flu or whether it's like an Ascension flu. You won't usually have any kind of like infection symptoms. So, you know, if you are coughing up phlegm or like you constantly have a runny nose, it's usually clear. Like you won't have any like yellow or green substance. I know it's such a lovely topic, isn't it? But so obviously being mindful of that, if there is that like discoloration, or, you know, obviously it's probably a bit more serious, but you usually don't have any signs of infection. It's just the symptoms of, like I said, a cold and a flu, a bad headache, you know, itchy eyes, like allergies. If you could imagine having like a flu, PMS and maybe like a migraine all at the same time, that could be a little bit what it's like. But yeah, your dreams might become more vivid, your sleep might become deeper, or you might not need sleep as much. So these are just all symptoms and signs of ascension, okay? It's nothing to be afraid of. Like I said, just keep looking after yourself, keep meditating, keep asking your guides for support and guidance if you're feeling a little bit lost and muddled. But like I said, ascension symptoms don't last too long. You know, you shouldn't really experience them for longer than a week. And I can imagine right now, because we're coming into the end of this eclipse season, this is kind of that final push. So if you are experiencing these things, just give yourself the time, give yourself the space. Like I said, look after yourself. You know, just keep doing the things that feel good. But at the same time, like if you physically can't get out of bed, like obviously unless you have to go to work or something, like just honor that, like have the rest, you know, treat it as if you were unwell. Maybe your stomach's been a bit nauseous, maybe it's been like fluttering and, like I said, adjusting. So yeah, just do the things that you would to do honor to any other like times you were unwell. But know that, like I said, it passes a lot quicker and you don't usually feel ill. You know, maybe like I said, besides being a bit tired and lethargic, you don't feel ill. You don't walk around and be like, oh my God, like I feel so sick. You're just like, oh, I've got all these like flu-like symptoms, but I feel fine. So like I said, it should pass. But I feel like the guidance for me today was saying too, it's just as we come into the eclipse on Sunday, this is just kind of saying, hey, like this is the time your soul's about to like, your body's going to like match up to your soul and you're going to kind of enter this new energy. So it's very positive. And if you've been doing the work, this might be very, very apparent for you right now. So like I said, just go with it and what feels good for you. Cool. All right. So I just wanted to drop that message here today, guys. Like I said, I don't feel like anything else has been coming through for me today, probably because I feel like I'm down here in the pits a bit. So, you know, I'm just kind of resting and letting the next lot of stuff come through. But just know that there is nothing wrong. Nothing's happened. You know, like I said, as long as you've been doing your work and you've been sticking to your path and all that, you know, this is just sort of another part of the process. So it comes and goes. You'll never just experience this once. You know, whether you're just awakening or whether you've awakened for a long time, you know, every time your body goes through a major shift and transition, which is usually under the influence of like retrogrades, you know, eclipses, like massive like energetic squares and trines, its potential to raise awareness is gonna happen. And this is like so apparent now. You know, more and more of us are awakening in the last decade than we have in the last like 10,000 years. So just keep looking after yourself, guys. And as always, comment, let me know if this was helpful. And like I said, if you do need some healings or readings or want to jump in on our full moon healing session this Sunday, hit me up for that and I will be able to help you out. All right, take it easy, guys. Look after yourselves.